जय जय माधव दैते करुणां कुरु मयि करुणा भरिते सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते राधे जय जय माधव दैते राधे जय जय माधव दैते वृषभानुदधि नवशशिलेखे ललिता सखी गण रमिता विशाखे राधे जय जय माधव दैते राधे जय जय माधव दैते हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariviragatarja Astatara Satasi Simana Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Paramahansa Pariviragatarja Astatara Satasi Simana Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananto Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Madanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Shri Shri Gaurnatai Ki Shri Shri Radha Damodar Lalita Vishakha Devis Ki Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guruji Gauranga. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Rakshodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivijagacharya Astatara Satasi Srimad His Divine Grace is the Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki Gaur Premanandi. Dainidi, could you come here a second? Dainidi. Do something with the children, and tomorrow, Monday, lunch, see if it's possible to have that lunch. The cooks will need to know the end. I'm going to pretend that Hari Parshad Prabhu is not here. Because his heart is going to crack. So I'll have to pretend that he's not here. And I say that because one several part seminar he gave on beyond Bhoga and Tyaga, yes, beyond Bhoga and Tyaga. When he spoke about Akrura taking Krishna from Vrindavan, I mean, I don't know what happened to the rest of the audience, but I know what happened to me, and I know what happened to him. I cried and he was angry. But you know, transcendental motion, it's a transcendental motion. Prabhu's, we heard this yesterday. It's a transcendental motion, remember that. This is a Leela, and we heard something nice about Leela yesterday, that Krishna is enacting. And there are various actors within the Leela. And Akrura happens to be one of them, and the eternal associates of Krishna happen to be a major part. And it's not just the gopis. It's all the residents, all the denizens of Vrindavan, all the trees, all the bugs, all the monkeys, all the cows, devastated. And Akrura is the perpetrator. Let's get him. Stop him. Stop him. We'll hear all of those emotions from the resident of Vrindavan. But it's Krishna's Leela. So it's okay. And the emotions are also okay. Whether it's whatever it is, it's okay. Because there's one center. And Krishna's plan or Krishna's intention or Krishna's desire is being fulfilled through the course of this very dramatic Leela. So we went through parts 1, 2, and 3. Now is this Krura, the cruel departure from Vrindavan. And then this afternoon it's much nicer. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Sounds like a contradiction, right? He leaves and he doesn't leave. Sounds like a contradiction, right? Sounds like a contradiction. So these are the 3 prayers that will continue. Hopefully technology is going to cooperate.
नामश्रेष्ठं मनुमपि सचीपुत्रं अत्र स्वरूपम् रूपं तस्याग्रजं पुरपुरीं मातुरीं गोष्ठवाटी राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरं महो राधिका माधवासा प्राप्तो यस्य प्रतितकृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि नामश्रेष्ठं मनुमपि सचीपुत्रम् अत्र स्वरूपम् श्रीरूपं तस्याग्रजं पुरपुरीं मातुरीं गोष्ठवाटीम् राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरं महो राधिका माधवासा प्राप्तो यस्य पतितकृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि।
By the most celebrated mercy of He, my spiritual master, I have attained the hope of some service to the best of all names within the orb of this earth, Sri Harinam Maha Mantra, to Sri Sachinandana Mahaprabhu, to Sarup, Rupa and Sanatan, to the extensive dominions of Mathura, Puri, with all its pasturing grounds, to Sri Radhakund, to the chief of all mountains, Sri Govardhan, and to the lotus feet of Sri Radha Madhava. To Sri Guru, I bow my head again and again. Raghunath Das Goswami, unlike Jiva and Sanatan and Rupa Goswami, was not renowned for volumes and volumes and volumes of literature, but what he wrote was packed. A very much beloved of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa and Raghunath. As Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami repeats at the end of every chapter, offering his obeisances to Rupa and Raghunath. That's Raghunath Das Goswami. How much love. And the objects of his love. He's revealing his heart, and of course, the dedication is to his spiritual master, and we're out celebrating our spiritual master, our founder Acharya of ISKCON, to bring us together and fulfill the order of Narada Muni. Very wonderful passage that you gave at the beginning part of that presentation of Narada Muni, and it was really nice. Of course, compliments to your spiritual master, but then 2 prayers to Vrajadam from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. We give credit to Sanatan Goswami for this.
जयति जयति वृन्दारण्यमेतन्मुरारे प्रियतममति साधु स्वान्तवैकुण्ठवासा रमयति स सदागा पालयन् यत्र गोपीः स्वरितमधुरवेणुर्वर्धयन् प्रेमरासे जयति जयति वृन्दारण्यमेतन्मुरारे प्रियतममति साधु स्वान्तवैकुण्ठवासा रमयति स सदागा पालयन् यत्र गोपीः स्वरितमधुरवेणुर्वर्धयन् प्रेमरासे
All glories to Lord Murari's Vrindavan forest. He prefers residing here to residing in Vaikuntha or in the hearts of elevated saints. In Vrindavan, while always tending his cows, he gives pleasure to the gopis, whose love for him, in the mood of the rasa dance, he increases by sweetly playing his flute. Such poetry, such sweet poetry. And one more.
आनन्दवृन्दपरितुण्डिलमिन्दिराया आनन्दवृन्दपरिनन्दितनन्दपुत्रम् गोविन्दसुन्दरवधू परिनन्दितं वृन्दावनं मधुरमूर्तम् अहं नमामि वृन्दावनं मधुरमूर्तम् अहं नमामि आनन्दवृन्दपरितुण्डिलमिन्दिराय आनन्दवृन्दपरिनन्दितनन्दपुत्रम् गोविन्दसुन्दरवधू परिनन्दितं वृन्दावनं मधुरमूर्तम् अहं नमामि वृन्दावनं मधुरमूर्तम् अहं नमामि
I worship Sri Vrindavan, the abode of Srimati Radharani, which gives ever-increasing, overflowing bliss to the son of Nanda Maharaj. There, the beautiful damsels of Vraja increase the bliss of Lord Govinda even more, making Vrindavan the embodiment of all sweetness. So we're ready for part 4, maybe. And a little recap. Krishna had a dream, and at the end of the dream, recognizing that he would be the killer of Kamsa, he was lamenting, what's going to happen to my mother and father, and the separation from the residents of Vrindavan. Feeling protection towards both of his parents. Then we heard Akrura's emotions after getting Kamsa's order. On the one hand, joyful, anticipating seeing Krishna and absorbing himself all night long before the journey in Krishna Katha. Mixture of emotions, of humility, yet proudly convinced that Krishna would accept him despite his mission as being a representative of wicked Kamsa. Enthusiasm, great enthusiasm in different layers and phases of eager to offer his obeisances and have Krishna place his hand upon his head. He will place his lotus hands, should be singular, on me, Krishna's softest touch, my strongest protection. Krishna will accept him, ending his worries. He's going to glance at me. He's going to embrace me. He'll speak to me. Oh, Uncle Akrura. Now there was a question. Krishna's omniscient, although apparently they've never met. Krishna is omniscient, and how can he recognize the marks on Krishna's feet? Well, we heard that the land of Vrindavan enshrined, just like in a special showcase, these are marks of Krishna's feet. So he somehow understood, and his life met its purpose. Then he sees the footprints. He hasn't seen Krishna yet. Out of prema, he was agitated. With joyful tears, jumped out of the chariot, rolled on the ground in the footprints, giving up all pride. Hitva dham bham, we heard that phrase multiple times. Giving up the fear that Kamsa may know Krishna is my enemy, and he's rolling on the ground in the dust of his marks of his feet. If Kamsa knew I would be in difficulty, my family would be in difficulty, then he sees Krishna and Balaram. Such a nice scene. There's the chariot, there's Krishna and Balaram in the midst of the calves. It's milking time. Their attire, their ornaments, their garlands, the appearance of like gold peaked mountains, walking like majestic elephants. And then they interacted. Exactly as he expected, Krishna placed his hand on his head. Krishna embraced him. My dear Uncle Akrura. There's been no explanation of why he's come. That's going to come later. But then there's the receiving of the guests before, hey, Haribol, what brings you here? Little formality, please. So Balaram did the honors. He brought him to his home. He did the proper procedures. And a little explanation. And they're preparing to leave for Mathura because there was a question by Nanda, and the explanation was given by Akrura what his mission was. Krishna and Balaram laughed. He's inviting his death. With vigor. He's inviting his death. And a little assembly, and then they all prepare to leave from Mathura. Now comes Krura, the misnamed Akrura. Cruel departure from Vrindavan. From Brihat Bhagavatamrita, the night the residents of Gokula heard the news that Akrura had arrived, they all lamented profusely in various ways. They cried and fainted again and again because they had some understanding. Gopal Champu, Yashoda, an understanding Krishna is about to leave. She lost consciousness and could not speak. And various persons trying to comfort her. When she woke up, Yashoda was terrified of wicked Kamsa, hiding herself and hiding Krishna by keeping him covered with her cloth. She uttered special vows for his protection. Now, she's a village lady, as is her husband, but she's also a very cultured village lady, and she knows mantras and casting spells, and she wants to protect her son. But look, there's the chariot waiting. And there's Balaram with his club. And Mother Jasoda is fainting. She lost consciousness. When Krishna and Balaram sat among tear-filled eyes and smiling lotus faces of everyone in the assembly of Nanda Maharaj, the cruel Akrura spoke. The auspicious time has arrived. Why do you not start the journey? That's exactly what they didn't want to hear. But he's the deliverer of the taking them and the message, let's go, time to go. Because the time was assigned by Krishna, and so they all agreed, at least Nanda and Upananda agreed when, and all the preparations have been made. We saw the paintings of packages and gifts and dairy products and this and that, and making offerings to King Kamsa. Krishna and Balaram, eager to kill Kamsa, offered respects to the feet of their father and mother, who were seated like motionless pictures. Receiving permission and blessings from choked voices, they moved their lotus feet to depart. You can hear the music in the background. I mean, in a drama, the musical instruments would be going crazy, stirring the emotion of the audience. But these nice words of Jiva Goswami does the same thing. Just need a little bit of transcendental imagination or poetic heart, and one can feel the anticipation. As the two boys approached the chariot, the chanting of the Vedas increased the auspiciousness of their journey, but all of Gokula was in confusion. We can see the priests up there chanting the mantras, the residents wanting to stop the horses, the ladies, and different features. And Krishna's apparently, visibly disinterested. But that's not true. Emotions of Vrajvasis and Gopis, the cows, bulls, calves, deer, all the animals stood around the chariot bellowing, their faces drenched with tears. Notice in the bottom is even the wolves. Even wolves and jackals approached the chariot to join the chorus of lamenting animals. Brihat Bhagavatamrita. There's Krishna and Balaram standing, looking like deities, and everyone's looking at them depending upon their vantage point. And this particular illustration shows the animals are right in the front row. A bunch of monkeys too, and deer, and everyone and everything. And it's not just the animals. Birds flew here and there above Krishna, making a great commotion, and suddenly the leaves of the plants dried up. Anticipation of Krishna's departing. Govardhan and other mountains threw down large stones and trees. In some places the rivers dried up, and at others rivers flowed upstream, leaving their creatures high and dry. No. Then Yashoda came outside, miserable, wiping torrents of tears from her eyes. She took her son's hand and placed it in the hand of Akrura, the son of Shwapalka, as if giving Krishna to him for safekeeping. A traditional, cultured person's gesture. No, the implicit is bring him back safely. She then told Nanda, I place in your hand this son, more dear to me than life and wealth. Don't trust anyone. Just bring him back here to my side and return him to my hand. Now notice the number of verses that this covers in Brihat Bhagavatamrita. It's the same chapter, but 33 verses later. Though Nanda Maharaj was also miserable within, with great effort he consoled Yashoda, showing seeming expertise in taking care of the business at hand. So she has her motherly, loving affection and trusting Nanda. You'll do the needful, you bring him back. Bring him back here to my side and return him to my hand. Very clear. Having made that agreement, the faithful Yashoda fainted again and again, returned without Krishna to her lonely home. Now notice in the painting, the other ladies are blasting Yashoda. How can you do this? All of the women of Vraja spoke in anger. Oh, merciless woman, just see, you have offered your own calf into the hands of a tiger? This empty house is fit to burn down. They're angry with her. And she's just following what her husband decided, which is following what Upananda decided, which is following what Krishna decided, which is the Leela. Terrible emotion. Terrible emotion. There's the chariot in the far background, waiting. This crying and the insufferable pain made everyone else cry, including Akrura and Nanda, Balaram and the cowherds, and even beloved Krishna, who had mounted Akrura's chariot. All the residents of Vraja were bewildered. Nanda was in one place and his wife was in another. When Krishna folded his hands in order to beg permission to depart, everyone said, "We should go with you. We should go with you." It's like, it reminds me of when Uddhava knew that Krishna was going to depart and Krishna confirmed, "Yes, I'm going to depart." It's like, take me with you. Take me with you. But Krishna didn't take Uddhava with him. He gave him some other service. Take away my life, but don't take away Krishna. Sridham said, when you display your glories by grazing the cows and you are hidden behind the trees or creepers for but a moment, we cannot bear to live. How then can we possibly stay without you for a long time? Very clear. The Krishna is he's the life of all the residents of Vrindavan. Your mother maintains her life like bellows, breathing but unconscious. Your father is in the same condition. All of Gokula is the same, since you reside in the hearts of all the residents at all times. Without your presence, what's the use of houses, wealth, bodies, and life heirs of living beings in Gokula? Jiva Goswami. And there he goes, on the chariot, begging him to remain, and he keeps moving. When the assembly of cowherds in tears became stunned, Krishna, knowing their sorrow, spoke as follows: "You, my friends, are dearer than my life. On your behalf, I took the forest fire to be like sugar water, and the mountain to be like a toy ball. My father Nanda, his two younger brothers, and the children of the people of Vraja, who are my soul, should go with me. Let the two elder brothers of Nanda remain in Vraja to manage. Those who remain here should serve my mother and the cows, and thus maintain my life." Krishna's sweet words. When the young gopis heard that Akrura had come to Vraja to take Krishna and Balaram to the city, they became extremely distressed. The gopis heard from someone, Upashrutya, about Krishna's going to Mathura. In their extreme distress, they felt that death was preferable. These were Nitya Siddha gopis, because just on hearing Nanda's announcement, they became overcome with grief. Now, Jiva Goswami has, and these acharyas have a special channel, that the heart of the resident of Vrindavan channel, and they can feel it, and they communicate it. Remember this, Radhika Raman, when reading, or in this case, hearing the pastime, what's the message that the author, in this case, Vyasadeva, wants to convey? Now, what is the nature of the love of the residents of Vrindavan? There's its special exalted love. What is it? What's the exaltedness of that love of the residents of Vrindavan for Krishna? The Nitya Siddha associates of Krishna, the Nitya Siddha gopis, what's in their heart? 3 verses show in succession higher degrees of prema. Starting with this one. Some gopis felt so pained at heart that their faces turned pale from their heavy breathing. That's the first, and then there's successive. Others were so anguished that their dresses, bracelets, and braids became loose. The first set of gopis, paleness and heavy breathing. Their distress caused heavy breathing that made their tilak and faces turn pale. Who are those gopis? Bhadra and others. The second set of gopis, their anguish was so intense, they became physically thin, causing their dresses, bracelets, and hair braids to loosen and slip. Shamala and others. This is compliments of Jiva Goswami. And then there's another set of gopis. Other gopis entirely stopped their sensory activities and became fixed in meditation on Krishna. They lost all awareness of the external world, just like those who attained the platform of self-realization. So they're in samadhi. They're in samadhi. They're not moving. They're stunned. So this third set of gopis, they entered a state of deep meditation. Tad anudhyana, stopping all sensory and mental activities, samadhi. They became completely unaware of the external world and their own bodies, similar to self-realized souls or jivan muktas, such as Chandravali, which means there's another group, the Radha and her associates. Still other young women fainted simply by remembering the wonderful words and affectionate smiles of Lord Shauri or Krishna. This fourth set of gopis, they fainted simply by remembering Krishna's affectionate smiles and his clever, beautiful words. They reached a state of total unconsciousness with no chance of recovery, represented by Sri Radha's group, the highest intensity of love. Very nice painting by Shivaramaj and his artists depicting Srimati Radharani's condition. knowing that Krishna is leaving. He hasn't yet left. And reference, many of you know this very celebrated verse. It's found in many places. Chaitanya Charitamrita is one of the celebrated places, but it's in Padyavali. This is a phrase that was Madhavendra Puri's absorption as he was entering deeply into the same mood, the love of Radha and feelings of separation from Krishna. Shall we say the verse together? Aidina Dayadranatha he Maturanatha Kadavalokshase Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kataram Dayata Brahmyati Kim Karomyaham. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Kim karomyaham. And again, and again, and again, Madhavendra Puri recited, and the gopis were immersed in this same mood. Even a moment apart from him was once terrifying. Now the prospect of a long-term departure left them beside themselves with grief and anxiety. And how to pacify the heart of Radha? Not possible. Krishna was fixed in his resolve to go. Achyuta. The gopis were attached to him in spite of this. They met together, even though they still had different groups. In other words, no envy. They then spoke as follows with great suffering. Uchuhu. They spoke as one person. Still, they were one at heart. Since they were one at heart. In being separated from Krishna, they search out another reason. Search should be. Thinking the Creator is the cause, they criticize Him. They weren't thinking Krishna is the Creator. The Creator is to be criticized. The Krishna was fixed, In being separated from Krishna, they searched out another reason. Thinking the Creator is the cause, they criticized Him in 3 verses. Here we go. In the following 2 verses, the gopis speak of progressive levels of cruelty by the Creator. They look angry. And Radharani looks devastated. And some look pale. These different groups of gopis. Their words of anguish move from general observations of human suffering to the specific outrageous pain of their own separation from Krishna. O Providence, you have no mercy. You bring embodied creatures together in friendship and love, then you senselessly separate them before they fulfill their desires. This whimsical display of yours is like a child's game. Directly from the verse of this chapter. So here's a chart. There's levels of cruelty, general and specific. So rather than going into it because of time, I'm going to keep going. The gopis say that such acts of providence is whimsical, senseless, merciless, and useless, like the acts of a child. Next verse. O Providence, having shown us Mukunda's face, framed by dark locks and beautified by his fine cheeks, raised nose, and gentle smiles, which eradicate all misery, you are now making that face invisible? This behavior of yours is not at all good. And worse than not at all good. Cruelty of providence, extreme and ultimate. We'll skip. The gopis said that such acts of providence is outrageous, should be R, outrageous, improper, unjust, and cruel. Oh, providence, though you come here with the name Akrura, you are indeed Krura, cruel, for you have torn or taken our eyes out. So providence or the Creator might respond, I have come to take Krishna, but why do you speak that I'm taking away your eyes? The gopis may reply, what else will we look at with these eyes? Therefore, we will become blind. Thus, you take away our eyes. There's only one thing in the life of the gopis, only one person, one object of affection and eyesight and anything and everything, and taking that away. So the gopis, why are we blaming the Creator? Krishna has decided to go to Mathura for his own happiness. Uh-oh, they're starting to criticize Krishna. Even though we will continuously cry and eventually die, he does not even look at us. The gopis speak in envy and in anger. The dawn following this night will certainly be auspicious for the women of Mathura. All their hopes will now be fulfilled. They're expressing envy towards the ladies of Mathura. One gopi said, perhaps Krishna will stay there a few days, and then being attracted by our love, he will come back with his parents. In reply to this, they speak this verse. Oh, foolish woman, Krishna is intelligent and obedient to his parents, yes, but he will become bewildered by the honey-sweet words and the shy enchantments of the city women of Mathura. How then will he return to us, the unsophisticated girls? Krishna will be charmed and enchanted by the wiles of the city girls. Today, the people of Mathura will attain the bliss that the inhabitants of Vraja had. So here he is entering into Mathura, and opulences and greetings and revelry. There will be a festival for the eyes of the Dasharhas, the Bhojas, and others, and all who see Krishna traveling on the road. The gopis express anger and envy that Akrura has the privilege of taking Krishna away. Because they cannot stop him, they target his character, claiming his name is a contradiction. He is doing this merciless deed. He who is doing this merciless deed should not be called Akrura. And a celebrated, famous, well-known B.G. Sharma painting. We saw part of it already, but look at the array of madness at the scene of Krishna's departure. And Krishna's getting on the chariot anyways. And there's Balaram embracing one of the cowherd boys down below, and he's going to join Krishna. Hard-hearted Krishna has already mounted the chariot. The foolish cowherds are hurrying after him in their bullock carts. Even the elders are saying nothing to stop him. Beautiful painting. they're the gopis exhibiting their emotion, and the men are just letting it happen. And the elders letting it happen. So anger is directed at the cowherds, the elders, and Krishna himself. And their shyness is being taken away. Let us directly approach Madhava and stop him from going. What can our family elders and other relatives do to us? Because they're cultured ladies, village girls, but cultured village, anybody. Ladies don't mix with their unmarried men that they're not married to. So they're bound, this is this title, bound by law. But who can stop us? Let us go right up to Krishna and pull at his clothes and hands and insist that he stays here with us. We will tell him, our dear one, get down from the chariot. Don't bring upon yourself the sinful reaction of murdering so many women. And they're all one voice, although they're different groups. Other gopis said, but if we do that, seeing our extreme boldness, the people will laugh at us. The village elders will abandon us. Our friends will also reject us. But what can all these do to us? Our lives are already wretched. Now that Krishna is leaving, we have nothing to lose. Moreover, so this is the moment of departure, and the emotions are amplifying and accelerating. Moreover, we will die this very evening. How will we live without Krishna? If we do not receive that glance this evening, how will we maintain our lives? As Akrura was anticipating meeting, they're anticipating separation. And there he goes, Akrura, the cruel one. Another nice painting. After speaking these words, the ladies of Vraja, who were so attached to Krishna, felt extremely agitated by their imminent separation from him. They forgot all shame and loudly cried, "Oh Govinda, oh Damodar, oh Madhava." There's a celebrated song like this. "Oh Govinda, please take all of our thousands of senses, such as our minds and eyes. They're going away in your association, so please be merciful and take them. Oh Damodar, if you desire, you may incur the sin of murdering women, but don't kill that mother of yours, the divine queen of Vraja, by whose love you even allowed yourself to be bound with ropes." O Madhava, husband of Lakshmi Devi, you are not our husband. As our husband, you would not be at fault if you protected or destroyed us, because we would be your property. But we are others' property, therefore you should not allow yourself to commit the sin of destroying another's possessions. Very clever. Oh Madhava. From Gopal Champu, I'm not going to go through the Sanskrit because of time. O Lord of our lives, today, you are entertaining thoughts of accomplishing the death of Kamsa and accepting the monarchy of Mathura, how will your return to Braja ever be possible? It's impossible. Therefore, kindly do one last thing for us. In the various desire-fulfilling holy rivers and lakes around the city of Mathura, please remember us and send us a gift of 3 palms of water. Now, something that, out of the many somethings that one learns by hearing Hariparsha Prabhu's classes, this means 3 palmfuls of water are offered to dead people. So when you go to Mathura, please send us this gift, 3 palms of water, because we'll be dead. But even as the gopis cried out in this way, Akrura, having at sunrise performed his morning worship and other duties, began to drive the chariot. Led by Nanda Maharaj, the cowherd men followed behind Lord Krishna in their wagons. That was the plan. With his glances, Krishna somewhat pacified the gopis, and they also followed behind for some time. Then, hoping he would give them some instruction, they stood still. As he departed, the Lord consoled them by sending a messenger with this loving promise, which we'll discuss this afternoon's session. His loving promise: I will return quickly. Just as your hearts are breaking at the thought of our separation, similarly, my heart is also breaking. Sent a messenger from the chariot. Are they going to believe him? Or is he lying? Let's find out tomorrow, this afternoon. So another, one of many celebrated paintings, because the whole scene is just like the approach of Akrura, the departure of Akrura is similarly highly emotional. And these are the residents of Vrindavan. In his approach, it was he who was just meeting Krishna for the first time. These are persons who are inseparably attached, eternal associates of Krishna in the spiritual realm. And he's leaving. I am dependent on you. If I do not return the day after tomorrow, then both you and I will lose our lives. Is he lying? Let's find out. But if I live because of a long lifespan or because of expectations of reunion, this life will be more painful than 1,000,000 deaths. Vipralambha of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radha's separation from Krishna. Madness. Sending their minds after Krishna, the gopis stood as motionless as figures in a painting. You see the chariot is going off in the distance. They remained there as long as the flag atop the chariot was visible, and even until they could no longer see the dust raised by the chariot wheels. And then, giving up hope that Govinda would turn around and come back to Braja, the gopis left that spot. Thereafter, they passed their days in extreme sorrow. And many, many nice paintings of course, this painting on the left, that's when Krishna disappeared because of the their apparent pride at their great fortune, and then going mad, imitating the pastimes of Krishna, and etc., etc. What a place to end, huh? I'm sure we'll have a full house tomorrow. This afternoon. Because you're going to run out of tomorrows. A little announcement. Somehow or another, we're going to have to do the impossible. That is, at 9:45, have to end, and then quickly Namaruchi is going to set up fire yagya and then do a half an hour fire yagya, and then we'll have breakfast, late breakfast. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but let's see what happens. And if we end a little bit earlier, that's okay, because it'll give Namaruchi a little more time. So, comments or questions? I have a question for you, Varsana. When you were listening to these recorded singing of... Where were you? Your eyes were closed and you went somewhere. Just absorbed in the sound? That's it? Do you know the verses well enough to know the meaning of what she was singing as she was singing? You could kind of make it out. You're a special person. Nice. And your kirtan this morning was almost as nice. Absorbed. Okay, lights, and see if there's some discussion. Yeah. No, right here. Right here. This young man in the front row.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Radharani, Srimati Radharani is considered daughter of Rishabhanu. Yesterday's slide, we mentioned like six Rishabhanus. So Rishabhanu is the position name. Can we consider it as a position name rather than a person name?
You're asking the same question Nityananda Pran asked yesterday. He had brothers, but did you find anything out since yesterday? Okay. Hariprasad gave a scriptural reference, maybe. The answer to your question, yesterday's answer is the same as today. I don't know. Because that reference was drawn from Garga Samhita, which is not a very credible source. So therefore, it shouldn't even have been in the presentation. And if I don't come up with, or Nityananda Pran doesn't come up with another scriptural reference, it's that slide is going to be deleted. So you're asking about that slide. And the answer is I don't know. But when there's some research, we'll circulate it, because now you're making it the second time. If there's a verifiable source, then we'll circulate it. Okay?
I have a second question.
You have another question. Question 2, different one, right?
Yes.
Good.
Maharaj, once you mentioned if we don't take shelter, we are in a very vulnerable position.
Have a very what?
Vulnerable position.
Valuable? Vulnerable?
Vulnerable position.
You have a vulnerable question. What's that? What are you saying?
So, if we don't take shelter of Guru or Guru, that person will be in a vulnerable position.
Yeah. We know what that means. Yes. They're at risk. you can say it stronger. They're in danger. Now, what's your question?
I'm not able to take shelter properly, so I need help.
You want a boot in the seat of the pants, or what would you like? Bang in the head? That could work too. A little suffering, how's that? Have you had enough suffering?
Yeah,
Oh,
from
okay.
many. I'm suffering from many lifetimes.
So it's a matter of opening the heart, because Krishna is very kind, and the kindness of, just like Akrura, the kindness of Krishna will enter. Do you want it?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Stay with that wanting, that's the anticipation of, and Krishna will reciprocate. Not in, you have to have some adhikar, you have to have some qualification, but that hankering will prompt the mercy, and the mercy will come. Not necessarily according to your script, but according to Krishna's script. And it's a reliable, verifiable step in the direction. So stay with it. And and many other things. Feel gratitude for what you have received. And take shelter of that which is something that you've already received. For example, the mantra, or the many books and recorded lectures, and feel gratitude for that. You have something that many people don't have. Feel grateful. And then with that gratitude, don't just say thank you, you do something beyond just saying thank you, etc. There are things from your side along with opening the heart to receive that which you have already received, and acknowledging it, and having feelings connected with that which you have already received, and let that grow and grow and grow. It's quite natural. And don't become complacent. You may take step back and reflect on why and what to do and all those nice things, mode of goodness things to do. And then, with resolve, move forward. In incremental steps, and incremental steps are just fine. And Krishna will see your effort, and the reciprocation will come. The sun doesn't stop shining. There may be clouds in the sky, but the sun doesn't stop shining, even in Gita Nagari. Let us feel some compassion for organizers, that there's compassion for all of you that had to deal with the rain, and the organizers had to deal with the rain. All gratitude to the organizers who dealt with what nature sent our way. And many of you came from faraway places. I mean, some places I don't even know where, but anyway. And then you didn't anticipate coming to a rainy weekend, but here it is. So congratulate yourselves. You're getting Krishna's mercy in a different way.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Behind you. Nandi Mukhi, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. Two thoughts. The first is the gopis, their accusation that Akrura shouldn't be called Akrura, but should be called Krura. Instead, it reminds me of an episode in Chaitanya Lila where Mother Shachi said Advaita Acharya shouldn't be called Advaita, but called Dvaita because he induced her two sons to take sannyas and thus brought duality of separation, which is Dvaita, to her. And I think this apparently Gopi's case is more severe in the sense they made accusation in public, and in Mother Shachi's case, she was simply lamenting in private. But the Lord took it differently. For Gopis, he regarded as an expression of devotion. But in Mother Shachi's case, he took it as treated it as a Vaishnava aparad.
They did also. The gopis certainly took it that way.
Thank you. That's the first thought. And the second thought is, I feel like from one perspective, Akura, he did not cause separation, but reunion or union in a sense. Let me try to explain. So I think first of all, he created an opportunity for all the residences, including the animal, to come together at the same time. This is like how it happened in Govardhana Lila, where all the residents could come under the umbrella of Govardhan, and Krishna could relish different relationships at the same time. And also, even more than Govardhana Lila, this Akura's arrival gave Gopi incentment to openly declare their love for Krishna, which they have been hidden in secret for a variety of reasons. And ultimately, I think Akura brought out this love in separation, which is the highest and the most intense emotional state of devotion. Thank you.
And to do so, they broke the rules. They broke the rules of any cultured person, any cultured lady. They stepped outside that boundary by the power of their love. There's a lot of that in Vrindavan pastimes. Someone else? Way in the back. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Whoa.
Thank you for such a beautiful lecture for the last 2 days. It has been a very emotional one. And contemplating on these last 2 days, I had a question, may not be very well formed, but still trying to understand. Throughout these last 2 days, what we saw is a heightened amount of emotions from Akrura, from Yashoda Maiya, from Nanda Maharaj, from the gopis. And they are not just the positive emotions that we are aware of, humility or such, but also greed, pride, anger, all of which are associated with the negativity, but they are presented in the love of the Lord. In all of this, while we are taught saman drishti to be, indifferent to sorrow and happiness, we as grahasthas, at least me, also tend to have these emotions. And it may be misplaced many times. How do we then relate to the saman drishti and then the emotions when even gopis have these emotions, or akrura have these emotions, and
Oh,
they are
that's
so
easy. They're spiritual material. And what makes something material, something material will make something spiritual. We had a very nice 20-minute discussion from Hari Parashad Prabhu yesterday, what makes that which is the mind spiritual. So, when the centeredness is Krishna, then it takes on, that which is material takes on a spiritual dimension. And without it, it's material. So, you're making reference to yourself as a grahastha, but it's not just yourself as a grahastha, it's anyone with a material body, whatever their ashram might be. And moving in the direction of a transcendental emotion. We're not there. We should not. We're instructed to not imitate or pretend or cosmetically put something on and take it off. That's material. So then it's a gradual evolving, so that you don't have those transcendental emotions. You have the material ones. Welcome to the club. You have a lot of friends in the same club. But then there's the process of moving in the right direction, in the right association, etc. And then primarily through sound, but also then living with that sound and carrying that sound in your heart, etc., etc., just as Akrura was demonstrating in the course of his journey to Vrindavan. Does that respond to your question?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Okay. I see your hand up. There was somebody back here, lady, Mataji's, and then we'll come back around. We have 9 minutes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the class. From today's class, I'm thinking every blame has been put on Akrura.
Yeah.
Nobody is considering that this is Krishna's pastime.
Well, they're considering Krishna chose, he wants to be king of Mathura.
But it's like everything came or fell upon Akrura. He was blamed, he was cursed.
He was cursed.
And then he went through Shamantaka jewel thing because of this.
Yeah.
So I'm not able to digest that why someone is not...
It's just go to the Leela answer. We had this discussion. Sri Radhika was asking questions about the consequences of things that unintentionally people feel offended by, and what about that? So he knew, not that he's going to be cursed and get involved in the Shamantaka thing, but he knew that he's going to disrupt the hearts and the lives of all of Vrindavan. as he has that affinity, they have even more than he. And there's going to be a consequence. And he is ready for the consequence. The consequence wasn't sweet. But, it ended up sweet. He gave the jewel back to Krishna. Anyway, when you supposing you're a nice sadhaka, and you're looking at the lives of these prema bhaktas, and someone might say, yikes, I don't know if I want to go there, because there's consequences. Someone might think like that. And then another one might think, as we heard yesterday, a very nice explanation of prema is, it's okay. Because the aspiration for having a life free from bumps or free from, negative things coming my way and I want liberation, that kind of aspiration is gone. And so that's what has to awaken in our hearts to qualify for prema bhakti. And then when your heart has qualified for prema bhakti, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And for the rest of us, it's not okay. So it's a very special position. Now, Akrura, and what to speak of the gopis. And then we hear, in the afternoon session, is Krishna to be blamed? Is Akrura to be blamed? Is anyone to be blamed? It's, But it's a whole other realm, prema bhakti. Bhakti is a whole other realm, and prema bhakti is a whole other realm, the mature stage. So, get used to feeling uncomfortable. It's quite okay.
Thank you. I have one more from previous session, but I know other people also have their hands up. Is it okay if I ask from the previous session?
Yeah, we have 6 minutes.
Oh, okay, yes, quickly. So in the first and second session, we heard that Padmavati cursed the demon and the baby too.
Yes.
And then I have heard previously from Brihad Bhagavata Amrita classes where Krishna used to cry and Rukmini used to say that Krishna cries overnight remembering the residents of Raja.
Yeah.
In that section, I've heard it, I haven't read it, but I've heard it that it was mentioned that even Padmavati used to curse, not curse, but taunt Krishna, that he is the one who has killed Kamsa. So I'm thinking if Padmavati has already cursed the demon and the baby, then why would she taunt Krishna on that?
This is a very detailed question. And my answer to such a detailed question is, we, you and I, and anybody else in the room would need to do a little research before responding to this detailed question. Because I don't remember the passage, but my memory's a sieve, so that doesn't mean anything. It may be there, it may not be there. We have to do a little research. Do you have an answer to this question? Either, we'll start, you got your computer open.
Yeah. Can you please quickly repeat the question?
Yes, Prabhu, I've heard from Brihad Bhagavata Amrita that Padmavati used to taunt Krishna. And I'm just thinking when Padmavati herself was cursing the baby, why would she taunt Krishna regularly and Krishna would cry a lot in Dwarka?
She was taunting Krishna. It is revealed in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam that she was very attached to her wealth and position in Dwarka. Krishna was always saying that I could not give anything to the Vrajavasis I want to give everything to the Vrajavasis. I want to give everything to the Vrajavasis again and again. She always used to become a little fearful that he will end up giving all the wealth to the Vrajavasis. So she will try every trick in her book to make Krishna feel guilty. And that is her leverage against which Krishna should not give anything to the Vrajavasis. So there is a section in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam where she says, I will ask Garga Muni to count every morsel of food that Nanda Maharaj fed Krishna, and we will make sure that we will pay double the amount. So Krishna, you don't feel guilty about eating food at the home of your foster parents. And if they made you herd any cows, we will not charge any money from them for the seva that they took from you. So this is called Padmaniti. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada used to say, this is Padmaniti, the logic of thinking that Krishna should pay me something, that we should be paid in exchange for any seva that we do towards Sri Krishna. So I hope that answers your query to some degree of satisfaction.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank
Maharaj,
you.
Brihad Bhagavatamrita also gives another answer. Says that Padmavati was addle-brained.
She what?
She was addle-brained,
Addle-brained, yes, I
which
remember
means more or
that.
less nuts. Pago.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, there was one question in the front, and that's it. It's better be short.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the wonderful class. I had one query, like while Akrura was coming to Vrindavan, we read a lot about his meditations and his appreciation for the gopis and the Vrajvasis.
Everyone.
So I was just wondering, like while he saw that he's like some or other causing so much lamentation and pain for them, is there any description of what was his mood or his reflection or what is going on in his heart while all this is going? Because he's taking the pain for all of it. But I mean, I know it's his responsibility or duty at that point, and it's part of Krishna's pastime.
Well, the answer to your question is, I'm unaware of any reference that describes what you're asking. But one can assume that he's such a sensitive, emotional person, there must have been some feelings aside from, vairagya. Whatever Krishna wants, that's okay. That could have been his position, but in addition to that feeling of vairagya, that whatever Krishna wants, that's okay, I'm ready for it. Whatever it is he wants, that's what I want. So that's a prema bhakta's position. But I don't know of any scriptural reference that says what you're asking. What are his contemplations and emotions connected to the devastation that was happening? Other than, pointing to his watch and saying it's time to leave. Knowing what the effect of that is on the hearts and the lives and the emotions of everyone. Not just the young gopis, everybody, all the residents of Vrindavan, even the trees, even Govardhan Hill, everything. He must, he's not an insensitive person. He must have had some feelings besides detachment, whatever Krishna wants. I don't know of any narration. So I'm looking at the clock, and we have to end. We've already gone past our time. And Namaruchi, so you want to say something, do something?
So as we are setting up, we can chant Brahma Samhita, like in the rest of time.
Oh,
Then we will
great.
finish it.
Are there copies for everybody? Look at this, you got copies for everybody. Okay, while he's doing his thing, we'll do our thing. Sri Brahma Samhita. So I'm going to recite, and I have a, the cadence is going to be quick, but try to keep my speed. We'll do it like this. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Sadvasukalpa Briksha Laksha Vratesa Surabir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalayataksham Barhavatam Asisambuddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandrakala Sadvana Malyavangshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Kedi Kalavilasam Shamam Tribangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sad Ujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achutim Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Puranam Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atmabhaktau Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantashtakoti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manaso Manipungavaanam Sopyasti Yadva Padasinya Vachincha Tattve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Ekau Paso Vrachayatam Jagadanta Kotim Yachaktirasti Jagadanda Chayayadantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhava Tadiyoma Najasta Taiva Spamprapya Rupa Mahamasha Nayana Boshaha Suktairi Vendagrama Pratataisthavanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasapati Bhavitavis Tabirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivasadya Kilatma Bhoto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churita Bhakti Virochanena Santak Sadaiva Hridayesha Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achincha Ganasarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtushakala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Karobo Vaneshu Kintu Krishnak Swayam Sabhavak Paramakpamanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotish Vashesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Binnam Tad Brahma Niskalamanantamashesha Bhuttam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Mayahi Yasya Jagadanda Shatani Sutte Trigunya Tad Vishaya Veda Vitayamana Satbhavalambi Parafatvam Divshuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratyamanaksu Yat Praninam Panipalam Smarutam Apetya Leelayatenu Bhavanani Jagat Yajasram Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Golokanamni Nijadamni Tade Chatasya Devi Mahesha Harid Suteshu Teshu Te Te Prabhava Vitashyena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shristi Stiti Pranaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharati Durga Ichchana rupam apiyasya tate sa Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Shivam yatadati vikara vishesha yogat sanjayati pritagasti hetoho yaksham bhutam apitata samupaiti karyad Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Deepadarshya eva hidasham dhanam abhyupetya Deepaya teva vritaheta samana dharma Yastadrag eva hisya vishnu taya vibhati Govindamadi purusham namaham bhajami Yakara narnava jale bhajati sma yoga Nidramananda jagadanda saroma kopaha Adara saktim avalam param samurtim Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasyaika nishvitita kalamatavalamphya Jivanti loma vidaja jagadantanataha Vishnurnahan siha yasya kalavishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Basvanyatankshma sakaleshu najesha teja Sviyam kiyad kadiyanta vitadvadatra Brahmaya isha jagadanda vidana karta Govindamadi purusham Yatpada pallava yugam vinidhaya kumbha Dvandve pranama samaye saganadi rajaha Vighan virhantam ala achya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Agni Ambamaruddhashasya Kalastatatma manasita jagatrayani Yasmad bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yachakshya esa savitasakaha krahanam Raja samasta suramurti rasheshta teshaha Yasyagya brahmatik sambrita kala chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dharmo tapapa nichaya shrutayasta pankshi Brahmad hita katadiyasta jivaha Yagdat prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yashtvindra gopam atavindra mahosva karma Kandhana rupa padabhajanam atunoti Karmani nirdahita kinchuta bhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi viti Vatsalya moha gora gaurava sevya bhavai Sankinchutasya sadashim tanam aparete Govindamadi purusham Shri Yakanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpa Taravo Druma Bhumischintamani Ganamayi Toyam Amritam Kata Ganam Natyam Ganamam Api Vangshi Priyasaki Chidanam Dam Jyoti Param Apitat Asvadyam Apicha Sayat Prakshanadbhi Shravati Surabhibhyasya Sumahan Dimeshadhyakyo Vabrajati Yahi Yatrapi Samaya Vaje Shveta Dvipam Tamaham Iha Golokam Ityam Vidantaste Shantashati Viralacharakati Paye Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakaranam. Purifying mantras, and can somebody hit the power on that projector so it's off? Okay. Initiation ceremony. And because of circumstances and time, etc., we have 20 minutes. I'm just going to say a few things and then we'll go to the procedure ready? Two things. One of those two things was to, in anticipation of this event today, I was thinking of a very nice pastime with Srila Prabhupada in the Radha Damodar temple. There was an initiation ceremony at the Radha Damodar temple that Prabhupada presided over. And at the end of the event, Prabhupada asked the devotees who were assembled, as we're doing like now, did you see Rupa Goswami? And Narada Muni came. And I was thinking this morning of what we heard yesterday about the nice expression from Mathura, the Bhagavad Mahatmya section of Padma Purana, in which the glories of the Srimad Bhagavatam are presented, and the vow that Narada made, and the fact that Srila Prabhupada fulfilled that vow. And here we are. You know, when Prabhupada was present, I don't know if anybody else saw Narada Muni and Rupa Goswami, but Prabhupada did. And he asked, did you see? So maybe in the presence of Radha Damodar and Gita Nagari and the celebrated place here and everything, maybe Narada Muni will come. Maybe Rupa Goswami will come. And if you don't see them, it's okay. But the presence of our founder Acharya, the instrument of that vow taken by Narada Muni, maybe he'll also be present with us. At least through sound, he'll be present with us in the form of these mantras that we recite and so forth. And that was my meditation this morning. Narada Muni and Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada being present with us. See them or don't see them, they're present with us. So the sanctification, because otherwise, as we heard yesterday, pran pratishtha, the Vedic yagyas, it's the mouth, it's the fire is the mouth of Vishnu receiving the ghee and the grain. And so having a fire, what's special? It's the mantra and the following of the procedure, and the presence of Lord Vishnu is there to receive the offerings. So why not all the rest? The sanctification process. So that's what from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Bij. The living entities are wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering through so many lifetimes, and one who becomes Bhagavan may receive the Bhakti Lata Bij, and that as it sown in the heart and cultivated by the process of Shravanam Kirtanam, here we are. So that's what this is. It's one of the stages of bhakti that Prabhupada characteristically placed one of the earlier stages of bhakti, one of the 9 stages of bhakti, unfolding of bhakti, and towards the end, let this bhakti creeper mature and mature and mature, and as we've been hearing, the meditation upon Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan from his childhood, etc., etc. Very special. Very special. That was pretty dramatic. There's something, because of time, I'm looking at the clock and it keeps moving. So I want to move on to the procedure at hand so we can end on time and have our late breakfast. So we have the next thing in the schedule, So something that I like to do, and have traditionally done this, is for each of the individuals who will be receiving first initiation, there's one devotee here who's going to be receiving second initiation, the other three are first initiates. And would you like to speak something? I'll call on you first. So each of the persons present have someone who's going to speak something about them. Could you give him the microphone? Gyan Chakshus. No, right next to you. Yeah. Speak something. Rajashekar, you're going to hear some glories of you.
You hope. So, I have known Rajashekar Prabhu since last perhaps 1.5 years. Because he's been coming on a regular basis to Prabhupada village to serve the cows and perform other services there. Although I don't live in Prabhupada village, I live nearby and I'm on the temple board and I'm involved with Prabhupada village, so I got to know Rajashekar Prabhu. And my involvement in Prabhupada village is on the one hand with the temple board, but on the other hand is with the cows.
Really?
Yes.
That's a nice combination.
Yeah. The cows take my heart, but the board takes everything else.
That's our topic for this weekend.
So what really impressed me was the fact, first of all, Rajashekar Prabhu has a wonderful character. He's full of humility, and but what really impressed me was the fact that he is now in the final stage of his doctoral degree in I believe it's in metallurgy. Is that correct? Metallurgy. And he's pursuing his academic studies through over so many years of studies with the determination never to do anything with his degree.
Moo.
Never to work outside. His determination is to stay within ISKCON to serve the society and specifically to serve cows. So this impressed me so much. I mean, I was in college and I just could not tolerate one more day of it. I just drudged through it, and left long before even a bachelor's degree to get away from that world, and then to join the temple. But so Rajashekar Prabhu and I have become very close, and I feel very enthused. Because as it is said in the Bible, the meek shall inherit the earth. And I think that with devotees, with his sensitivity, his hard-working ethic, his determination, and his humility, that I feel devotees like him will be the future of our movement, and that gives me a lot of hope.
Thank you for that.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Priyadarshini, the person who is representing you here.
Yes, I'm
here. You're ready to go. Okay, give her the microphone.
Hare Krishna Maharaj and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My name is Shreya Kari Devidasi. I'm from ISKCON Schenectady Preaching Center. And I have known Priya Mataji for many years now. When she visited from Guyana to our center, she will always come to visit. And even in Guyana, she was joining my online Bhagavad Gita class. And then finally, she took up residence in August of 2025. And her service and dedication in our Bhagavad Gita class and in our community kirtan she's really attracted me with the way she carries herself spiritually, her moods, her compassion to the other devotees. And I know for a fact I inquired from her, and she told me she has a mentor in Guyana who is no other than His Grace Paramatma Prabhu. I'm sure many of you know him. And he told me she have completed, under his guidance, her IDC course, her Bhakti Shastri, and she's waiting patiently for Maharaj for the last 5 years, but he haven't returned to Guyana. So with that, I decided to inquire because of her dedication and her commitment to her center. I decided to inquire from Maharaj, and he told me about this gathering here where she can have her first initiation. Hare Krishna, thank you.
And Pooja, you have a dear friend right behind you who's going to say some nice words.
Hare Krishna. Pooja's been practicing for a little over a decade. I met her shortly after that. She was introduced to the process by her in-laws, actually. And actually, from the very beginning, she captured my heart with her beautiful qualities. She's a very simple, sweet, gentle, humble, very thoughtful. She has a lot of endurance. She's dealt with a lot in her life, but she's been, just going through all this with a lot of endurance and very hardworking. She loves Krishna consciousness. She loves Prabhupada's books. She loves Bhagavatam, and she loves chanting. And she currently does like a Bhagavad Gita online class. She also does something in Nepali for her Nepali relatives. And she does also like a kids Sunday school group at ISKCON of DC. And she's a very good writer and editor, actually.
Yeah, she is.
She's very
I'll attest to
gifted.
that. She's good editor and writer.
Yeah, she's very gifted, and she's a poet too. So I'm so happy that she's taking this step, and her whole family is here. Her mother is seated there in the back. She's so eager for her to take this step. She also chants, her mother, and her husband is standing there with. I asked him this morning, does she have your full blessings? And he said, of course.
Fantastic.
I'm very happy she's taking this step.
Thank you for coming and being present. So you take it away from here. You need the microphone? You got one. Okay. He's Mr. Reddy. He's 10 steps ahead.
So first we will do Achaman. So after we do Achaman, for all the first initiates, we will change the neck bead, and after that we will put the garland. So you can take a little bit of water in the palm of your right hand. As we are going to be chanting the mantras, directly look at the water. We are going to be infusing the water with the power of the mantra. Then we are going to be sipping for purification. We'll do 3 times. So you can repeat after me. Om
Om
Apavitro
Apavit
पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं शबाह्य अभ्यन्तर शुचिः श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु ओम केशवाय नमः. So you can sip the water. So we will do 2 more times. Om अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं शबाह्य अभ्यन्तर शुचिः श्री विष्णु ओम नारायणाय नमः. One last time. ओम अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं शबाह्य अभ्यन्तर शुचिः श्री विष्णु ओम माधवाय नमः. Now for all those who are assisting with changing the neck bead, please come quickly and change the neck bead. Then after that we will garland.
Navaruchi, names next? Okay. So we're going to go through the procedure of giving names and all of that. So I think we'll start with puja. You come before Srila Prabhupada and offer obeisances. Move those backpacks so she has a place. Right here. Okay. Vows. You ready? You don't look nervous. Really? That's good. Okay. The how many rounds you'll chant on these nice beads for every day minimum for the rest of your life, and the 4 rules that you'll follow. It's okay. Okay, and since the last initiation ceremony, I read a document that I didn't know existed. The document says, the GBC policy says, when giving initiations, only there's 2 vows. So I'm accustomed to adding another one. So I just modified my way of saying it. Not a vow. But, you know, for the rest of your life, you make your best effort to follow Prabhupada's teachings as best you can. I'm sure. Your initiated name is very suited for our topic for this weekend. Prema Madhurya Devi Dasi. Okay. Here we go. Let's see where we put the name. There we go. Okay. You've been waiting a long time. A long time.
I hope you remember me.
Yeah. 10 years? I hope this is on video because Paramatma's going to want to see it.
Yes, I am videoing it.
You got him online. Okay. Okay. Very dear devotee, Paramatma, the person who trained her and helped her, etc., etc. Very senior, very responsible, very mature, like very many various. So I'm very happy that he's viewing this. So your initiation vows. How many rounds you'll chant daily on your beads, minimum for the rest of your life?
16 rounds more.
Okay, and the 4 rules that you'll follow.
No messaging, no gambling, no messages, no intoxication.
And her birth name is Priyadarshini, but that's not going to be her initiated name. Your parents are Vaishnavas? No? Okay.
My
Well,
mom is now practicing, but I came from a Mayavadi family.
Mayavadi family. Okay. Priyadarshini, that's a nice name for a Mayavadi family. Congratulations. Okay, and as you just heard, you'll make your best effort. This is not a vow. This is something that you give your heart to. For the rest of your life, you make your best effort to follow Prabhupada's teachings. Okay. Initiated name is Pranaya Kali Devi Dasi. Okay. Bases. Pranaya is a nice term. It's a certain kind of affection, very profound and deep affection towards the object of love. And Kali means pastimes. Get a copy of Madhurya Kandambani. It's okay, sit down. Copy of Madhurya Kandambani, chapter 8, and you'll find a very nice definition of your name. Madhurya Kandambani, chapter 8. She'll help you, I'm sure. Okay. Quite a glorification we heard about you. Were you surprised to hear all that? He knows you pretty well. He came all the way from North Carolina just to be here with you. You know. He's happy too. Okay. So the vows. How many rounds you chant on your beads every day for the rest of your life, minimum?
16 rounds.
16. And the 4 rules that you follow.
No illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, and no gambling.
Okay. And as I requested from the others, not a vow, because that would be in violation of ISKCON law to make you make a vow that's something other than those 2. But you'll make your best effort for the rest of your life to continue following Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Very good. Well, Raja Shekhar is now Rasa Shekhar. have to explain the meaning of the name because he knows. So we're ready. And already we've gone 5 minutes over time. But I was told we have a little bit of flexibility, so.
So I will chant the first mantra. Then remaining mantras Maharaj will chant. So as we are chanting, when we say swaha, use these 3 fingers, take little bit of grains, and you are offering it from your heart. So like this, gently put it in the fire. So you can repeat after me. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Romapada Swamin Iti Namine Swaha Swaha Swaha
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshud Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha 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 Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha 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 Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakanvitangscha Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Iti Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyacha Desatarine Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Swaha 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 Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambharasambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha Swaha Swaha Swaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachit Anandanamine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Swaha 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 Gauravir Bhava Bhomestvam Yadeshta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Swaha 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 Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha 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 Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvishe Namaha Swaha 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 Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Svarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Swaha 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 He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Swaha 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 Jayatam Surato Pangor Mamamanda Mater Gati Matsarva Swapadam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohana Swaha 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 Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Krishnalibhi Sevyamano Smarami Swaha 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 Shriman Rasarasarambhi Bangshivata Tata Stataha Karshan Venusmanayar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Swaha 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 Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Swaha 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Swaha Swaha. And final mantra standing with your banana in your hand. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha Swaha Swaha. And kirtan will begin in a moment. And you can put the rest of your grain in the fire and then circumambulate the fire.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Oh Hare 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 Rama Oh Hare Rama 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Lalita Vishaka Jaya Lalita Vishaka Jaya Lalita Vishaka Jaya Lalita Vishaka Jaya Prabhupada Gita Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gita Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki Jai Gaur Premanande.
You were off for a second there. I heard you getting off beat for a second. It's okay. It's okay. I started way too high, so I was like, I know. I like this morning I did like the warm ups for my motor ring. It didn't do good for my I started waking kind of like no, I thought I was gonna start slow, but I didn't. Yeah, I was like no time to eat.
I was like, I should do
Thank you.